This episode is brought to you by ElevateOS, the only all-in-one community operating system. ElevateOS transforms property management, combining resident engagement, reservations, rent payments, maintenance, and concierge services into a single super app. It also uniquely integrates access control, intercoms, package lockers, and thermostats, eliminating app fatigue and redefining modern apartment living. Visit elevateos.com/MMN for a free demo and see how they can help you level up your operations. Welcome to another episode of the Multifamily Collective. Today, let's talk about being punctual. Now, this is a hot topic for me. For my entire business career, I have been borderline radical, probably truly radical about people being on time. Being on time myself and other people being on time. And when I say on time, in my world, being on time is being 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 minutes early. If the meeting is at 8 o'clock, you are there at 7:45. You're there at 7:50. You're not walking in the door at 8 o'clock. You're on time because you're early. And the reason I'm so radical about this is that, first and foremost, I think when you are late to a meeting, you are, in my mind, this is one guy's opinion, you are being absolutely disrespectful of other people's time. You're being disrespectful of every other person in that room that showed up on time, meaning early, and were set and ready to go for whatever the meeting is. Whatever the meeting is, it doesn't matter. You are set and ready to go because you're early and you're thereby on time. So you're disrespectful of every single person. What you're saying, when you walk in the room late, what you're saying is my time is more important than your time. And you're just going to figure it out because my time, it's my time. It's not your time, it's my time. And everybody else in this room can just get with it. It's very disrespectful in my mind. Now, even if that's not the thought that's running through your mind, that's the message that you're sending to the rest of the team members in the room. So I'm very radical about punctuality, mostly because of that reason. I heard a story one time that was just an incredible metaphor for this, or an analogy, or a great anecdote for this particular topic. There was a failing airline. I can't remember where this airline was. I read this story literally back in the 90s. And there was a failing airline, and a new CEO was hired to replace the old CEO. And he came in, and the first day he sent out an email and he said, I would like for all of the executive level C-suite individuals to meet in Chicago at 8 a.m. on Tuesday, whatever date. And we're going to have a meeting. We're going to talk about the go forward for our airline. Some of the corrections we're going to make sure that this airline is profitable. So day rolls around, 8 o'clock rolls around. The gentleman who put out the email to organize the meeting doesn't show up at 8 o'clock. He doesn't show up at 8:10. He doesn't show up at 8:15. He doesn't show up at 8:20. And suffice to say, everybody in the room is like, I don't have time for this. This guy called this meeting. He's the brand new CEO of the organization. This is what, I don't get it. And a lot of conversation and everybody's getting riled up. And all of a sudden at 8:30, new guy, new CEO rolls into the room, sits down, and he says, I don't even think he sat down. I can't remember. I'm going to make this part up, because the punchline still remains the same. The guy walks in the room, he looks at everybody in the eye, and he says, the way you're feeling right now is the way that every consumer feels when our planes are not running on time. Meeting adjourned. The punchline was be on time. If you say the plane's going to take off at 8:30, the plane takes off at 8:30, or it takes off a little bit before 8:30. If the baggage is supposed to be on the plane by X time, the baggage is on the plane early or by X, right? All of it, the whole supply chain that makes up a flight being on time has to get better for this airline to succeed. That was the chief complaint of all the customers in the airline. So it's a great, great story as it relates to punctuality. It's a great story for the multifamily industry. If somebody shows up late to work, guess what? The rest of the team has to make up for that. And the rest of the team doesn't feel good about that. And they may laugh it off a couple of times, but that person who shows up late and they do it chronically, that starts to eat into your team's morale. It starts to eat into your inspiration, motivation for that team. If You're consistently behind on make readies. So if your units aren't ready for the consumer when they show up to move in, that's bad. If your service requests don't get done on time as promised, like if you have a 24-hour guarantee, a 48-hour guarantee, whatever your guarantee is, if you violate that guarantee all the time, you start to lose trust. Your consumer lose trust, your team members lose trust. The whole system falls apart because there is a lack of trust. And it all starts with being punctual, being on time, saying what you're going to do. Are we all perfect? Nope. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But the lion's share of the time, you need to show up 100% on time or early, in this guy's opinion. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon.